Biafra.
Biafra is our only home. It is our only home. From the rising soon to do going on the same. We must fight till the end to restore our motherland. Oh, Biafra is our only home, is our only hope, Biafra. We must always strive to do what we ought to do to restore Biafra back, hope of our children. Oh, Biafra is our only home, is our only hope, Biafra. From the rising of the sun to the going on the same, we must fight till the end to restore our motherland. Oh, Biafra is our only home, is our only hope, Biafra.
Biafra Restoration Project is on course. It remains sacrosanct. It is irreversible, and no amount of force can dampen nor quench the ingenuity and the resilience of the indomitable Biafran spirit. There is only one indigenous broadcaster championing the cause for the restoration of Biafra. Biafra Human Rights Radio. Of course, unstoppable and remains the beacon of truth. It has been so since yesterday, and it is today and forever.
Yes, sir, once again, fellow Biafrans, lovers of freedom, men and women of goodwill, conscientious people, wherever you are all over the world, I say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and to some of you, good night, depending on your time zone. This is Radio Biafra Extra, and we are streaming live through Biafra Human Rights and Freedom Radio Station. Biafra Human Rights and Freedom Radio Station is being held by Diokpa Uche Ukafomefo, who hails from Abatete in Anambra State, of course, Biafra land. Mazi Ukafomefo is the man who has simply assured us that he will not allow the heart of this project to see corruption. I want you as a Biafra, wherever you are, begin to rephrase these words, this thought in your mind. Maybe you will see the clearer picture. Mazi Ukafomefo simply said, I will not allow the heart of this project to see corruption. When such words is made, it's trying to pre-inform the people about the possibility of certain acts. And by the grace of God, this very radio station is powered by pro-Biafran groups under the Tifatu customary government. And of course, being minded by the Biafran nation family. I am George Onyibe. I come from Ogbo in Delta State. And Delta State and Yoma Province, all of them are Biafra land. I must move on to acknowledge Chief Rafael Wazurike, the father of the new nation. Alhaji Asare Dokubo, the chairperson for the de facto customary government and deputized by Rita and Ebogo. I must move on to acknowledge Mazi Chukafomefo once again as the head of communication and information under the Biafra de facto customary government, and of course the director of Biafra Nation Alliance family. I will proceed to acknowledge not just the implementation committee, but the advisory body and the interior parliament, ranging from Dr. Kado to Mazubidio Bienum, Onwazurumba, Mbadike, and so numerous to mention. Acknowledge all of you, including other pro-Biafran group who are doing all they can within their power to ensure that we are able to pass our message through and our voice heard. I will acknowledge especially members of the Biafra Nation Alliance. Honestly, I'm proud of you. And those of you who came up here to make program on this platform yesterday, I sincerely appreciate you. And I want to believe that in the coming days, we will still repeat that broadcast. And so our people will understand. These are some of the things we should do for ourselves. So from Agonwani to Nyeka to all of you that were there, I truly appreciate you. Biafra Nation and families, administrators across the globe, you cannot be distracted. You must remain focused. You must remain focused. Because the truth is that not everybody understands that we have a nation to deliver. And we, even if we judge from our own perspective, let the testament we have as evidence, let it guide us and lead us. And what do I mean by that? Whatever you defend, whatever you say, be very rest assured of yourself that yes, you are truly knowledgeable about that fact. That is why most of us lose their track. And of course, I will remember the indigenous people of Nnamdi Kanu. It's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time. You will accept the truth. You will understand that we cannot change this narrative. We will not back down for any reason. And our values cannot be compromised. It really doesn't matter how many people understand the danger we are trying to remove from you, indigenous people of Nnamdi Kanu. You are welcome. I'm yet to see any insult. Ordinarily, we are now trying to save ourselves from among ourselves, and why the enemy grew and eat fat in our land, because all of you are too intelligent. I welcome you, just as your leader Nnamdi Kanu told you. Curse everybody, intellectuals. Curse them, the ocean and the Ama. Curse all of them. That is your lot. That is your fate. It is your cause, and it's going to be your undoing, except you repent. And this having been said, I move on to acknowledge the Creator in my humble way. Anyị na-aja gị mma n'ihi na ị mara mma ịhụnanya na gị obiọma gị o juru anya dadị o inwe gị mgbanwe ọ dịghị onye dịka gị ịbụ Alpha na Omega. Anyị niile na-asị na n'edema o ise. And without waiting much of our time, because of course this evening may not be very long broadcast, but then 5 sustainable values that we must maintain as a nation. 5 sustainable values that we must maintain as a nation. For as far as we can remember, from the day of independence of Nigeria till this very moment, the people of Nigeria has at the initial stage, the people of Biafra rather, has at the initial stage begin to carve out modalities on how we can have a one united Nigeria, on how we can have a one beautiful law-abiding Nigeria. Inasmuch as we let the enemy write our history, they will always write it in their favor. If the hunter is allowed to write the history of how everything went on, his write-up will glorify the hunter. And what am I trying to say in effect? None of us has taken time to reveal the reason why Chukwuma Kaduna Nzogo did what he did. It was for the love of Nigeria that drove him. And then in few years, these same people who want better Nigerian for us, for you Yoruba, Hausa, Fulani and every other person, something went wrong because they did not pass accurate information on what is happening. Chukwuma Kaduna Nzogo, Agu Yorusi, Moritola Mohammed, and the host of others who were killed, Tafawa Balewa. That is because if Nigerians truly are telling themselves the truth, there would not have been counter coup. Today, when the stories are told, you look at these pioneers as if they are rebellious. But that is not the truth. We all know that we found ourselves in a nation that we have given everything we have. Everything we have given it to one Nigeria. But I guess our best is not good enough for them. And I tell you, the only thing that will ensure the survival of the Biafran people anywhere you are all over the world today is to say no to one Nigeria. Then no matter how much they pamper it, it just can't work. Nigeria is not workable. We trying to repair Nigeria and trying to make it look as if it's okay will only extend our suffering. And may God look upon the face of our affliction and have mercy on us. It is the Biafra who are open to every other nation, the three major nations trapped inside Nigeria. I want you to look at what I'm saying because there are values we must put our energy in repairing. If you look at Igbo people, Biafran people, so many of them, they answer Yoruba name, they answer Hausa name, they answer every name. But please, why is it that almost 100 years over of amalgamation, I hardly see Yoruba man answering Igbo name? I hardly see Yoruba man answering Ijaw name. Of course, by their affiliation of religion, they answer Fulani name. And the question should be, why? This is to tell you the depth of that hatred. But some of you said, no, let's not talk hatred. But this is the truth now. When these lines are open and you, the person that will call a Yoruba man that answer Igbo name, I can tell you, it will be difficult for you to find one in a million. But I'm not saying that to undermine them. I respect them to all his own. Which day will I come out, maybe somewhere in Sokoto, maybe somewhere in Castena, Medugri, Bruno, and then I see Hausa man answering Igbo name or Ijaw name? People, is it not possible? Is it a crime? But the area I want you to get it there. We are the ones who has opened up for Nigeria. And we are the one who bear the brunt of any misfortune. And we pretend not to notice all these things. The people of Biafra must wake up and face reality. Time for impression is over. This is the time for reality. The people of Biafra, on the other hand, are engaging themselves in situations that oppresses us from different angles. But along the line, we must not be distracted to overlook some of these values and principles that the nation must manifest. We are being attacked on every angle. And in the midst of this, no matter the distraction, we cannot be our only surviving beacon. Today, we came out here under the umbrella of IPOB. We said we are going to fight to get Biafra. Biafra or death. We were ready for it. We did everything to the extent we violate our conscience. And that is to make it real. Meanwhile, while all these activities are going on, there are those who control the spiritual gate of Nigeria. But I must tell you, most of you don't even know. There are those that control the physical gate, spiritual gate of Nigeria. They got all of us complicated. In one of my recent earliest broadcasts, I made it clear that there is a charm they put for people, community, or against a nation. We call it Ikpelonoma. Ikpelonoma. Those who are projecting those things know what they are doing. But the Biafran people, do you really know what you are doing? Madman say, I know waiting they do me. I know waiting they do me. Or rather, I know waiting I they do. But now waiting they do me, I don't know. The madman said, I know what I'm doing, but I don't know what is doing me. If you can get that line, if you can grab that wisdom in those words, you will understand. How many of you have seen a madman crossing a highway without looking at the road? They are mad though, but they are very careful when they want to cross any highway. And you still tell me they are mad. There are powers that influence their life. They just don't understand it. The case of people of Biafra is almost the same thing. In the midst of this Hulubalo, we cannot be distracted. Now, for almost a week now, what have we been discussing? Indigenous people of Nnamdi Kanu is out there challenging everybody, insulting everybody, antagonizing everybody. Once you have a diverse view or opinion, you are a saboteur. And this is what they put their energy. You see, the Yorubas and Hausas are enjoying. And then all of a sudden, Chike Doziem, who cannot even come to Nigeria confidently without using his fake name, China Sanguru, fake name, fake location, everything fake. He's somewhere in Kuwait issuing threats. And to some of you, you will say, well, what he's saying is good. Let's stand in solidarity. And we are not against this. But must you allow your own right, your own freedom to encroach on that of others? And now, having been involved in this mission, in this ministry, in this project, we understand when strategies are deployed to boost ego, or what are truly meant to serve a genuine purpose for freedom for the people of Biafra. And so from Monday, in less than 48 hours from now, we are going to be killing ourselves. Unknown gunmen and ESN, they are going to be killing Igbo people. Because you know that their madness, they cannot come to the southeast. I mean south. Because they cannot be tolerated. But the people of the southeast maybe has compromised themselves one way or the other. And this thing you think today that is a small fire, when it will flame up, it is going to consume the throne. And then you are telling your people, we are going to sit at home. Where were all of you when Nnamdi Kanu was arrested? Of course, we are still studying the who Nnamdi Kanu is working for. Where were all of you? And if I tell you, those of you in leadership of IPOB know what you did to Nnamdi Kanu, it will look like another thing. But the truth remains that Nnamdi Kanu is the inventor of all this confusion you are seeing. And now the only way you can prove your ego, tell the world you are something that you are not, is you shut Biafra down. We shall see how it goes. But then you must understand that in an issue like that, you are not leading the people. You are forcing them, intimidating them. They are compelled to. But I tell you, no genuine Biafran who really want freedom will sit at home. Because that already is no longer freedom fighting. These are terrorist group. And so we can be distracted. When I mean una, all of us were supposed to be planning what is to come and how do we overcome them. What we see now is entertainers. You wear Gucci, Versace, Moschino, and the rest of them. And meanwhile, the people who want us dead, the people who want our land, they are systematically working, learning from our mistakes, learning from our weakness, and then they make it part of their own greatest weapon to undermine us as a people. And of course, if you are a Biafran and the desire, the need for us to be free is what you seek for sincerely, not as silent paper, my brother, you will begin to reason deeply. We are fighting to stop oppression. The people of Biafra are fighting to stop discrimination. We are fighting to put an end to indiscriminate killing. The people of Biafra is fighting to make sure that there is no disenfranchisement, marginalization, terrorism, and to surveil the ongoing genocide or ethnic cleansing in our land. These are the things we represent. But the genocide is still going on in Biafra land. The killing is going on in Biafra land. And then there are propagandas everywhere. We understand there will be a time where the use of force will be applied. But not until you are ready by way of principle and arrangement. Without that, you are only wasting the life of your people. This eventually is supposed to call for sensitization, that our people may be able to comprehend what is to come, so that they can prepare their mind. There is nothing more fascinating than the story of Dim Chukwuemeka Odimegwu Ojukwu and those generation of 1967 to 1970, who as a matter of protocol observed every issues, every principle that will stand them. And that is why you can see in 3 years, what they were able to achieve. Because they knew they cannot let their value down. It is said that Nigeria won the war. Or did they say no victor, no vanquished? But let me tell you the truth. Anytime Obasanjo stand before the presence of any veteran, Biafran old soldier, I tell you, he will be ashamed of himself. Anytime Gowon stand in the midst of any of those veterans, they cannot get themselves. Because these people fought by a matter of principle. They fought by the reason of commitment. They fought to defend Nigeria with pride. Have you ever wondered why Dim Chukwuemeka Odimegwu said, "We will proclaim this Biafra without sentiment. We will proclaim this gospel of Biafra." You will not understand it anyway. And so, what are these values we are talking of? Number one, cordial relationship among competent nations was a value that was not properly utilized to the advantage of the people of Biafra. Number one, before all these things we are doing, we are supposed to be able to organize ourselves. Today you look at Biafra agitation, it looks as if it's Igbo agitation now. Maybe we are fighting for Igbo nation. But we all know that journey is going to be very long. Because somewhere along the line, the territory of Biafra have been balkanized. And it is going to take dialogue. It is going to take decision. It is going to take building a cordial relationship with our brothers. It doesn't matter how long it takes. But the most important thing is that this process must be initiated. This process must be initiated. How are we building that relationship? The Yorubas have outgrown that stage. It is said that Obasanjo has gone to secure an asylum document for Sunday Igboho. It is not Obasanjo that did it. It is the Yoruba nation that did it. Because in as much as they will see Obasanjo as a political leader who they respect, but then Obasanjo understand the need why he must be subject, loyal to their monarchs. And of course, they have been able to create a nation where you have all the organs of government working out in their midst traditionally. Religion manage a religion affair just for the sake of their national religion identity. Politicians has their own clue, and then the monarch have. Yoruba built cordial relationship in this triangle. Do you know the Yoruba nation are the only people that has Christians, Muslims, pagan, Hindus, whatever religion you have, they coexist. You can imagine Kumuye telling you that my father is a Muslim and my mother is Christian, but they live in the same roof. You can imagine all these great men of God. You see from the West, all of them were one time from Muslim family. But you never see the discrimination among them. That is not because the two religions, for instance, have something in common. No. And that is because they have an institution that is managing those affairs. There are people that will talk, will listen. There are people that will give instruction, everybody follows it. But in the land of Biafra, who does that? When Obi says something, Nnamdi Kanu will counter him. When Nnamdi Kanu says something, George Onyibe will counter him. And when George Onyibe says something, government will counter. And we are countering everybody, and you people cannot see the danger. The Yorubas coexist. If you see most of these giant men of God going to Shango or Shunde, Shrine and the rest of it, it will shock you. These are the things you are lacking. These are the things we're supposed to focus on. You are on Facebook. You are not on ground. If you hear what we say ourselves, you'll see how much we have failed our people. But of course, here the Biafra Nation Alliance, these are some of the job we are doing. And some people say, what is your achievement? What is your achievement? Yes, we have not achieved anything. But here on Biafra Nation, under the umbrella of de facto customary government of Biafra, we will shock you. We will surprise you. But understand, this is not something only us can do. We are trying to expand the tentacle. We are trying to expand the arena. And so that every gladiator can come on board and play their role. But while we are doing all these things, if you are not building a cordial relationship, you will be shocked when the time will come. Of course, I will not go to the Hausa Fulani. They have even, they are very sophisticated, and we here. Can we simply be sincere to ourselves and see everything we have been doing to this very moment? Where is it taking us to? We have to be careful. Now we look at number 2. They need to develop our tradition. People do not understand. When I mean tradition, let's look at medically. And one day I thought about it. Somebody was castigating the Western drug, and they were having discussion. But then I thought about it, and I said, for instance, if there is a war now, how are Biafrans going to survive? Because all our herbalists have been demonized. All our native doctors have been demonized. You call them DBA, they have been demonized. But when we talk about it, some of them say, oh, on a Pharisee. No. Any nation that must survive must have all these little structures put in place. In those days, when you have malaria fever, our parents will just go to the backyard, plug odongoyaro, plug guava leaf, plug pawpaw leaf, plus the lemongrass, put all of them in a pot and steam it. That malaria cannot stay the next 24 hours. But we don't even know the leaves anymore. If war comes out now, and the Northerners decide to block your border, like they did to the generation of 1967 to 1970, are you sure we will survive? Are you sure we are ready for it? It's not to chant for war. This is not the era of what shall be. This is era of critical thinking. When we will be in control of our life even without the knowledge of our predecessors. Don't you understand? The generation of Ojukwu, do you know what they did to survive? They knew the leaf to chew. They knew the water to drink. For them to eat lizard and rat. And then there was no plague, outbreak of plague after 3 years of starvation. Don't you know there are things those people know that we don't know? A reverend father told the story of what happened in his parish in Onitsha during the war. He said he was transferred to a barrack somewhere around Ochanja Market, a mobile barrack anyway. And then when he got there, they were sharing rice and stockfish. And he said he noticed that after they sharing the rice, one woman came, so many of them, they start packing the sand. And he called them and said, what are you doing with that sand? They said they are looking for salt. Some of them will take stockfish, soak it in the water just to get the salt. This is how bad it can be. Imagine this generation of slave queen and slave king. Can you do that? You see, there is need for us to begin to reconsider those things. They suffered kwashoko. That is correct. Some starved to death. That is correct. But do you know how they survived? It was the knowledge that still was prevalent in their time. But if it is this generation, I'm afraid none of us will be alive. And so the issue of Biafra should not be a washy-washy and jumping up and down issue. There is more beneath the eye can see. And I understand that even though the borders of Biafra land was locked down, there were aeroplanes from Red Cross, among other humanitarian organizations, who risked their life to bring salt, milk, stockfish, every other item for our people, to the best of their ability. Today, can we survive without the Western drugs? And now, whether there will be war or there will not be war, there should be need for us to develop these values, because you never know. We are looking at it as a rumor. The Fulanis are rounding us up, and we are allowing issues that does not matter to distract us. Those of you who antagonize us, what do you stand to gain? The ego on Facebook? Your followers that don't exist? People of Biafra, let us tell ourselves the truth, because we will be the one to suffer it in the end. Must we become the instrument of our undoing? God forbid. And of course, we look at the third value. The need to develop the agricultural sector must be encouraged, irrespective of the menace of the Fulani herdsmen, which you already know their agenda. Honestly, today, from the late 90s, let's say from 90s, Biafran youth begin to leave the village to the city. Why do they change? Because the agricultural sector, local locally as we farm, those youth in Ebonyi State who farm rice, those Biafran youth in Benue State, Zakembia Otwo, who farm yam, those youth in Bende State who farm cassava, those youth in Southeast, they are youth who used to have thousands of liters of palm oil, and those youth of the South who have fishing industries, they all begin to leave the village in search of greener pasture to the town. And I can assure you, they will waste their life and positive energy away without achieving anything. Let me reveal something to you. I want you to take time and take statistic record of how many of your people you know that are living in Lagos, and then find out how many of your people that are living in Port Harcourt. Let me use these two as a case study. If you have 80 Biafrans living in Lagos, check them very well. Out of that 100, 90 are living in one room in Lagos, and they may not be able to come home. But check our youth that are in Port Harcourt. They are even doing Ogwaja and buying properties in Lagos and Abuja. If you're in Lagos, you wear fine shoes, you have good clothes, you can shine, but you don't have anything. And so it is not traveling out in search of greener pasture that is the issue. The issue is that the main problem why our youth left the village, leaving only our grandmother and our sisters for Fulani to ravage our life, is because the leadership have failed the next generation. The leadership have failed the youth by not considering strategies through which we can build a sustainable society. What do I mean? A youth will take acres of land and as a farmer begin to plant on those land. And then means of transportation become a challenge. A protected market for their goods is not available. And in most cases, the farmer only labor for the traders. This discouraged the Biafran youth greatly, and everybody begin to abandon farming. Today, if there were to be war outbreak, can we feed ourselves? People of Biafra, have you considered it? Can we feed ourselves? Can we feed ourselves? And now understand, you can choose to ignore these principles, this value. But let us pray that this evil does not come upon us unexpected. These are what we are supposed to be trying to create. Of course, we are doing that already. Try to reorient our youth, because you never know. There are something, there is a way they put it in my place. Also, you can see all these people now threatening you everywhere. If you come out, we will kill you. If you come out, we will kill you. They can use shame and initiate trouble. We're going to fight on it. But if we are not ready, and these people decide to attack us, how are we going to survive? The rest assured, the border of Cameroon is shut down already. And for the border of Benin Republic to be open, and then we must be at the mercy of the Yorubas. What are the sustainable strategies we have in place in case of eventuality? That is why when some people are shouting, war, war, some of them will show you pistol. Don't you see they are mocking you? Somebody come on Facebook and show you pistol, 6 rounds. 6 rounds. I have classified audios, videos of people who witnessed the war. Testimony coming from those in Cross River State. Of course, then Cross River State and Akwa Ibom State were the same. They said at night, that the bullet coming from the Nigerian ship will lighten the sky. I think it's daytime. And of course, they were directed by Gowon. Shoot anything that moves. You are going to ask Adenkule, the Black Scorpion. They had SS bullets to waste. They have food, they have cigarettes, they have drink, and they have our women to rape. And before the Biafran army could march from Enugu, Anambra, from Imo State, from Delta Axis, the Nigerian troops have taken over the whole of the coastal region because there was no adequate preparation. They shut the border down, and starvation took everything that is left for us. Today, are you telling me we are going to operate, fight the same war with all the evidence that we have, with all the information at our disposal? And then somebody say you think it's about George Onyibe, or you think it's about Uchuka Fomefo, or you think it's about Nnamdi Kanu. You cannot make those who have paid the ultimate sacrifice to be like spectator. And if we must die for this cause, if we must die for this purpose, and it's just that sometime, strategical development of human capacity is the number 4 values that must be improved on. Strategical development of human capacity. Adamu Farouk and Kule, it's all those things Igbos are doing. We will learn it. We will teach our youth. They will do all of it. Meanwhile, we are busy sending our youth to the bush. Go to the bush. We are turning our youth to Alamajiri. We are teaching them how to snatch gun and then kill police. We are teaching the youth, the next generation of Biafra, how they can force us to stay at home. Nigerians don't have even the guts to do that outside sanitation. Not that they don't have the power, but they will not subscribe to that because Nigerians understand it's not fair. And then the supposedly campaign machinery for our freedom is enslaving us. And some of you can't see this. The Hausa people are not making noise about it. Cycle. They share it among their youth. Look at them, they flood everywhere in our community. And they are on mission of familiarity to know how we function. And most of them are marrying your sister already. But you don't see anything wrong there. And I hope it's not hate speech. They are everywhere. Did you not see a governor that bought from the north, that bought shoemaker tools, kits for thousands of youth and gave to them? They have a mission. But here in Biafra land, all of us who have followed IPOB, that you are still doing well, come out and say it. Everything we have, everything we labored for, if we are not giving it willingly, it is taken from us from the Nigerian state. And you can't see it. When you are not sure you can pay your house rent at its expiration, how can you feed 3 square meals in a day? If you fall sick, can you afford the medical bill without crying out your life and going to Facebook to beg money? But I tell you, it is not about how much we have. It is about our ability to make it sustainable. These are the things we're supposed to do. It works wonder. If we must get this freedom, we must equip our people. Human capacity must be developed. Honestly, there are certain things we do. And it is because we are knowledgeable about this information. Not because we are better than anybody. Sometimes we would prefer to die instead of to compromise. This is dignity. What is the dignity of Biafran people? Anytime you are there, whether home or abroad, you are threatening people and trying to prove you are something that you are. Look deep down within you and tell yourself the truth. Is it who we are? Is it who we truly are? Nobody will escape this. Not a Joe man, not a Fik man, not a Bibio man, not Anang man, not Igbo man, not Idoma man, not a Gala man, not Urubu man, not Ishekiri, not even our Patani, not Anyoma, because we have been cycled already. And here we begin to study how to survive what is to come. The best for all of us. And finally, we look at the fifth one. Values that must be promoted. And the fifth one here is having our people organized, which is very essential by setting up committees. We got our people organized. We always encourage you, look for Biafra Nation Alliance Family and join. We are transparent. We are visible. We are real. Look for one and join. At least if Beam is fighting from one angle, and that Mozob is fighting from one angle, BNC is coming from the other angle, and then IPOB led by the DOS are coming from one, and then IPOB in Scandinavia are coming from another one. And of course, IPOB led by Nnamdi Kanu are coming from the other one. I mean, the indigenous people of Nnamdi Kanu. And then you have the Biafra Nation, the Ninas and the rest of them. And then one day, you see, we'll all be strong in our own way. And then with the presence of the de facto customary government, we can bring everything we have and put it together. And then we take the ultimate push, which will eventually lead us to the new nation we seek for, which is Biafra land. And so the people of Biafra must understand. Each time you are threatening your brother, we will kill you. You have made an enemy for yourself already, indigenous people of Nnamdi Kanu. You have created an open enemy for yourself. It will shock you the consequence of it. You must. You don't have choice. Our duty as watchmen is to make sure that nobody sells the next generation. I was the one telling you, go and look for IPOB and join. Look for IPOB and join. We thought that monster could be controlled. We thought that monster had conscience. We thought that monster could reason. We never knew that just little small money, our monthly due, has turned his brain upside down. And now, what do we have to show indigenous people of Nnamdi Kanu? You will not see that your position is worse than that of any headsman until you've been able to achieve what you want. If we catch you, we will kill you. If we do the, I thought you lead us. He controlled 2 million men around the world. He can choose to play God when he wants. He can choose to destroy any place he feel like destroying. And all of you you people don't understand what is happening. There are conspiracy against conspiracy. But we can save ourselves for all these troubles. Look for any pro-Biafran group and join. This is a matter of transparency. This is a matter of a nation issue, generational fight. Whatever role you are playing, are you proud of your actions? Why are you doing what you are doing? Is it because you were influenced? But understand, whatever the case may be, the people of Biafra must make sure that we don't lose our value. If we keep quiet, very soon we'll be hearing, unknown gunmen. We are rejoicing now. We are rejoicing. I saw a video online today, and a small baby girl, maybe about 3 years old or 4. They went to visit her father's graveyard, and the girl does not know that anybody in the grave is dead. And maybe the mother must have said, "This is where we bury your father." And the girl went close to the the grave, was playing around the grave and was calling, "Baba, Baba, Baba." And the other person on the other hand was crying. How will this girl know he will never see his father again? And so to him, daddy is resting inside the grave. Have you tried to wonder how those people you destroy their families are faring? These are the things that make us angry. And because they do not have a voice to speak at this moment, does not mean that your evil against them will be swept down the drain. No, you people don't know what is coming. And so it will be very bad that Biafrans are the one who are undermining the position of their people. Check those people who have died. Where is Onyibe? Where is Biggie? Where is Dragon? Where is Ikonso? Telling me their children really understand what it means for their father to be dead? And are you telling me that their death will be for nothing? I call you indigenous people of Nnamdi Kanu. You have to shield your sword against your people. Your propaganda will not change anything. I call upon you, real internal enemies of the people of Biafra. You have to shield your sword and allow us exercise our fundamental human rights. Because at the right time, you will understand that indeed we possess the power of immutation. We are only working to make sure we have a protege. People should be able to walk after our principle. Of course, genuine one. People should be able to take over the baton from where we'll stop. Let us not destroy all that is left of us. Let us be genuine. And of course, in conclusion, while every other issues is being taken care of, let every Biafran from around the world begin to see the need why this committee is to be initiated at every level, so that on this very platform we can be able to get home successfully. And of course, at this moment, our lines are open. You are free to call in and make your contribution. But understand, on Monday, there is no sit at home if you don't want to sit at home. If you want, please do that. In solidarity to Nnamdi Kanu. We encourage you if you want. But if you do not want, please go to your market. Go to your work. And of course, every community PG know what to do. And if you come out that you are known gunmen, my brother, you only bring more problem for our people, because you will not escape. Chief Raphael Wazirike made a broadcast, and he said, Nnamdi Kanu thinks he's invisible. Nigeria know where to get him. They just don't want to talk to him. In less than 3 months, he made this statement. Where is unknowing Jehovah? Where is unknowing Jehovah, Nnamdi Kanu? What am I trying to tell you? Let us restore our value. Unknown gunmen, they kill one Igbo policeman. They have sent him to Jesus Christ in heaven for questioning. Is this why we came out? We cannot be distracted. We cannot lose focus. And I'm not telling you we are better than anybody, but I'm telling you there is a need for us to change our approach. And that we have already begun. Look for Biafra Nation Alliance family and join. Let us rebuild all that has been destroyed. All of us have to do it together. We do not claim that we are know it all. Only no, it requires all of us to save all of us. And so every component nation, member nation that makes us Biafra, all of you must get ready for what is to come. And of course, at this moment, our lines are open. Our WhatsApp line remains 070-815-45642. 070-815-45642. And then our direct line is 081-221-52971. 081-221-52971. And of course, you can call in and make your own contribution. Like I said, this broadcast may not be taking very long time, but then we have to inform our people what is really going on. And so please, make sure that you observe what is happening in your communities. Make sure that you do not get involved in any activity that will expose you to the Fulani Janjaweed. Because now, we do not have any platform that can represent our people legally. Do we even have human rights activists, barristers anywhere in Biafra land? Do we? Of course, I know we have a lot of sand. I mean, advocates. People like Gani, Fayemi, and the rest. Do we have? We'll be waiting for our society. We'll be waiting for other humanitarian organization. They cannot help you. Go and ask the 47 detained in Delta. They cannot help them. Go and ask the 18 detained in Cross River State. They cannot help them. Go and ask for almost 37 missing in Bayelsa. They cannot help to save them. Go and ask the Obibo massacre supposedly, over 300 of them. Nobody can help them. No voice is even speaking for us, because the time noble men and women of high repute would have taken a bold step to demand for the unconditional release of these people. We are busy deciding who lives and who dies. And of course, I will be back in a minute. Of course, the lines are open and you are free to call in.
The spirit of innocent Biafrans, where they flow like a river. I said the blood of innocent Biafrans, where they massacre, where they flow like a Red Sea. Spirit of innocent Biafrans, where they massacre, where they rise like a big star. Rise up, rise up. Spirit
on the line.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening from here, my brother. Your name and where are you calling from?
I'm Chidubem, calling from Onitsha.
Go ahead, please, my brother.
I thank you for the good work you are doing to our people. In fact, your sermon today is very fantastic. I hope this will continue like this. We need advice, word of wisdom, that will enable us to know the right and our left. Your sermon today is more wonderful than every other day. In fact, it is so fantastic. I love that so much. And the other Biafrans are loving that. Mr. George, God will bless you for the good work you are doing to our people.
Thank you very
and
much.
And I still pray that the good Lord shall guide you and your family until we reach our destination. In Jesus' name.
Amen. Thank you very much, my brother. We must continue.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And of course, we must understand it's not about one person. I don't understand why we can pretend as if that evil. It is the same sun that beats all of us, whether from the west or not, anywhere. It is the same sun. And I tell you, the problem of our brothers is our problem. It's just that people of interest comes in and upset the balance, and then out of ignorance will become the very instrument of our own undoing. But of course, we'll get home. We are still who we are. Ideas has not changed. Mission statement cannot be altered. And of course, I'm believing that one day all Biafrans, home and abroad, will rise up and embrace this truth. It is the freedom of Biafra we want, nothing more, nothing less. But of course, do not forget, our lines are open. You are free to call in and make your own contribution. For your information, those of you in Anambra State, there is a relay station. You can get Biafra Human Rights and Freedom Radio Station on our FM 100.5 FM. You will get Biafra Human Rights and Freedom Radio Station. Those of you in Delta State, in Zene Junction down to Obawusa to Onitsha Head Bridge, and of course you get the same frequency in Onitsha, in Mpo 33 and its environ. At least if you take it from a particular point, if you extend the distance at a 360-degree radius, you can't be able to know the areas where you get this FM transmission. And of course, in River State, within the axis of Igirita, not everywhere in Igirita, of course, some axis of Eneka, Eliusu, Rumokuru, Rumo Domanya, Rumo Orla, Rumo Moy, Rumo Rusi, and of course around Wimpy down to Maitre. Within the same radius, you can get Biafra Human Rights and Freedom Radio Station on 100.5 FM. And at the same time, we are on app, simple radio, and we are on satellite. And hopefully, we are making serious effort to ensure that everybody gets this radio station. Our lines are open and you are free to call in.
The spirit of innocent Biafrans, with the flow like a river. I said the blood of innocent Biafrans, with the flow like a Red Sea. Spirit of innocent Biafrans.
Yes, I think I'm joined by one of us. Can you hear me, Mazi GK? Good evening, sir, from here.
I can hear you very well.
Welcome to the program.
Thank you, George Onyibe.
You're welcome, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for this wonderful opportunity given to me. And I want to thank you for your great work for Biafran people. Thank you for doing what you know how to do best. Keep it up, and may God be your strength. I want to thank you once again for your wonderful speech and wonderful, topic this evening. I love it so much, because I like the way you balance things, so sometimes you give it us this way, next time you give it us in another way, so that is the nature of what we are doing. So thank you so much. And I want to my voice on today's topic and then what is on ground. And I want to government to please try to give us some kind of word of encouragement, word of move ahead on what is at hand, because on Monday is the day that was given to Biafran people as a threat to lock down shop or ghost town or whatever they call it. But I think that all the pro-Biafran groups that are under the de facto customary government should come together under de facto customary government and give Biafran people word of encouragement, while our governors do the same and our traditional rulers do the same. And I want to use this opportunity once again to remind us about Nina's project, which is the 120 days they gave Nigerian people to close shop as well. It's about to come to an end in the next 8 days or 9 days, on the 14th or 16th of this month, that we should support any group that is doing something positive that will better our well-being. Because what they are doing is a very wonderful work, and we should rally around them to support them, because if they succeed to bring down this constitution, it is in this constitution that all our problem lies. It is in this constitution that we can be able to give us this referendum that we are asking for. The clause is not in our constitution now. But when this is being brought down and the people's constitution come up, referendum will be enshrined in the new constitution. The devaluation of power will be enshrined in the new constitution. Because without this being in the constitution, it will be very difficult for us to be able to get this referendum in a hard way, which is going to be achievable, but we want to have it being enshrined in the constitution. And everybody should help these groups that are working towards it, so that we can be able to have this, because when we have this constitution, it can lead to regional government. When we have regional government, is as well as having Biafra we are looking for. That is when we can be like Scotland, because when you look at a country like Scotland, I like to take them as an example. They have their own Scottish National Party, which is the SNP in short. And this party was formed in 1934. Everybody, you can Google it, you see them, you can see whatever they are doing. It was through this party that they got their last referendum, which they wanted to go out of the UK. And they are still looking to move out of UK. In Spain, they have their Catalonia, they have the National Party, which is helping them to have whatever they are looking for to go out of Spain. So when we have all these things will be enshrined in our constitution. So any group that is doing anything that will lead us closer home, we have to rally around and support this group, because that is the way we should be functioning, to support one another, because we should be like a unit of Rome. So this is what I want to tell us this evening. I want to encourage us not to be afraid. All the Biafran people, everybody should go about your lawful business on Monday, because we are not going to live by threat. Nobody should threaten us. We are moving ahead with our life. Nobody will threaten us, because our life is more important than one person who is somewhere giving us a threat with faceless people. So we should move ahead with our life. Thank you, Judge Onyibe. I thank you, and may God continue strengthening you for good work you are doing for Biafran people. Thank you for giving me this small and little opportunity, which is very, very mighty for me. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Mazi Ejike. We are all in this together. Of course, without noble men like you and women across the globe who understand the need, we are more or like on a rescue mission. Of course, in its totality, one man can to take all of us to free all of us. Do not make any mistake about that. And of course, I am joined by one of us. Can you hear me, Awili? Can you hear me?
My director.
Good evening from here. Oh, sorry. Hello? Just a minute, you're having some challenge.
My brother, rise up, and let's march into the promised land, our paradise. I am that I am, says the Lord, is a mighty man in battle. Whenever he say yes, nobody say no. I say nobody can battle with the Lord. Oh. Papa, whoa. want to kill before when I can see assassination. Me they ask United Nations, no. Me they ask European Union, no. I'm my nation, no.
Yes, sir. There were some challenges before now, but I think I corrected it. Caller on WhatsApp, can you hear me?
Yes, Diokpa. Yeah, good evening, Biafrans. Good morning, good afternoon, from wherever you are listening. This is your brother Odugwawele, and Odugwawele is from the province of Biafra land. I just want to also use the opportunity to remind Biafrans all over the world. First and foremost, I'm the global mobilization. I'm the mobilization officer and administrator for Asia continent. And I just want to use this platform to call on all Biafrans all over the world to those people trying to bring values that are not sustainable to our lives, which are not gonna yield impact to life of Biafrans, which is against our own values as a people. And I will set an example with killing of our fellow human being is not a cutting of head or private part, is not part of us as a people. So anybody that's trying to bring such a value into our people, to do such evil into our society, I think we should shun it and call out those perpetrators of those evil. We must call evil by its name. We don't have to pretend over it. We cannot call a spade a very long kitchen spoon. No, no, no. A spade must be called a spade instead of because it looks like a spoon. It's a very long kitchen spoon. So I just have with the topic you stated today. I just want to push strategies they are deploying today is not reasonable, practicable. And I'll break it down for them. When we say something is not reasonable, practicable, they have to check about the time, effort, and resources or money they are putting into whatever they are doing, and check out outcome of whatever they are doing. Is this part of our value as a people? So before I will continue, I want to salute those of them that will come out on Monday to come and stop people that want to go to their business. I salute them, but they are about to die if they don't know. They are about to die. And if you want to sit at home, it's your right. It's your right. Nobody's gonna stop you. If you want to go to your business, it's your right. Nobody got the right to stop you to do whatever you want to do. This is not a Biafra we all preach about. Now let me go back to the topic about the sustainable values we need to introduce. And if I have to go back to what indigenous people of Unani Kanu are doing right now, because everything they are doing right now is against our value as a people. We will start from the unknown government with the I call the kill your fellow Biafran. Why don't you use that time and channel the energy to the federal government? Why don't you use that time and move to Abuja? The effort you use in killing your own fellow Biafran, why don't you channel it to the Aso Rock and use it to bring down Aso Rock? Why don't you use it and go and bring it down, burn Aso Rock, so that they will yield to our pleas for over years that we have been crying. The money you use in now this goes to World Igbo Congress. That money you use in sponsoring the killing of your fellow Igbo men, killing of Biafran at large. Why don't you channel that money to the right source? Where they use the money to bring down the Asuro guys that is part and parcel of the people, killing our people. Why don't we do this? Now I want to also push this out to another angle again. It still goes with the topic now. We have to, if we must introduce anything new in this struggle or anything to our society or Biafra at large, we must first and foremost let the thing be smart, which is the thing must be specific, it must be measurable, it must be measurable, and it must be achievable, and it must be realistic and time bound. Whatever you want to introduce as a part of our value, which will be beneficial and in a positive way, not negative way. This is I think that we should do as a people. So we never in our life or even in dream support banditry. It's not part of our life. We're not gonna keep our eyes wide open because of one nine, one nine. The people that they are killing is not part of one nine too. We're not gonna support evil because in fact it doesn't matter whoever is involved. We have to call evil by its name. We can't call it a spade a very long teaching school. We're never not gonna do that. It's not part of us as a people. We are not killers. We are not murderers. So I want to salute those of you that want to come out on Monday to kill our people. I salute you because you will die. I promise you that. You will die. The sun will kill you. The land will swallow you because killing is not part of us as a people. Killing is not part of us as our people. And I also want to call on our politicians. They should sit up and confront this evil. This is not the time to be a defense or checking, will this be possible? Did I negotiate? Don't negotiate with bandits. These are terrorists. We've seen what they have done. The more you negotiate with them and give them money, the more they go and reinforce and come out more stronger. Banditry is not part of us as a people, and I am committed to a peaceful self-determination because this is not struggle like we say in one of your previous broadcasts. We are not this is not struggle. We are not agitators. We are exercising our right as a self-determination group. We are exercising our rights, so we must maintain it peacefully. Then when the time comes for violence, it should be with the total support of our people. Our people must be in accord. We must agree that yes, we want to go into armed struggle and not one man introducing banditry with stolen guns. Is that what we're going to use to get our own Biafra? Then with the Biafra, we end up having an unknown government as part of us as a nation. No, that would be a very wrong country we are going to make. So I will back down for other people to come in, but before then I want to give out my number. So those that want to join the Biafra Nation Alliance or be myself, any pro Biafra group, or even to get in contact with the Biafra de facto customary government, my number is +971 529 748988. I repeat, +971 529 748988. If you want to join the Biafra Nation Alliance family or even the myself, I can get in contact with them and you join any pro Biafra group that is in support of this Biafra de facto customary government. Join the Biafra group, it doesn't matter. If IPOB, if they will change their way and all the evil they did, if they can go back to their way and at least make peace with the people they have wronged in the past, then the Biafra de facto customary government can see a way on how to accommodate them. Join the pro Biafra group. It doesn't matter wherever you belong, even if it's Ninas. Support the Ninas that are doing their own part of the job. It doesn't matter if they are running away from the name Biafra. Join them, support them. Anything that is going to bring down the evil constitution, tying all of us down, we support it. In as much as we differ from our
Thank you very much.
ideology, but we must support each other. Thank you very much, Joba.
Thank you very much. We must continue. Thank you. And of course, we are inching closer to the end of this program. I'll take one more call and then we call it a day. And of course, It is just because that duty call. We will continue from where we'll stop tomorrow. I truly encourage Biafrans. Yes, a caller on WhatsApp. Caller on WhatsApp.
Yeah. Hello, sir.
Yes, you are on. Go ahead, please.
Yes. Please, my name is Onyibe once again from Vienna, Austria. I want to ask on everybody who is around Vienna, around Austria, around Hungary, Slovakia, Liechtenstein, anybody who is interested in joining Biafra Nations Alliance, I want to give you a number on air so that you can be able to contact me. You can send me WhatsApp message, you can SMS me direct or WhatsApp message, or you call direct. We will direct you where our meetings are being held. So my number is +43 664 64 88 360. I will repeat it once again. +43 664 64 88 360. Thank you, and God bless you, sir.
Thank you very much. We must continue. And of course, every Biafran, wherever you are across the globe, I encourage you to look for the closest Biafra Nation Alliance family and join. Look for any pro-Biafran group. We must all be part of this success story. Call on WhatsApp, can you hear me?
I can hear you clearly. Good evening, brother.
You're welcome. Go ahead, please.
I thank you for your. They greet everybody who is genuinely fighting for Biafra. There are many people who hear the truth, but they cannot say it. They know the truth, but they cannot say it. I want to know the problem of talking about Biafra. They are talking about Nnamdi to all their platform. Everything they broadcast is our money, our Mazi, our Onyendu. This your Mazi Onyendu, he is not a Biafra. Okay, now, the arrested Nnamdi. His family, go and interview his family. His family, if you go and watch what his brother post for his this thing, his Facebook page. He said that Nnamdi Kanu is only asking for a referendum, not to Biafra. So referendum for what? Now, Nnamdi Kanu, another point is that Nnamdi Kanu is not fighting for Biafra, and Nnamdi Kanu is not a Biafra. Because he's a lawyer. He's not telling Nigeria to release Nnamdi Kanu, but to release Nnamdi Kanu as a citizen. So this is what our people will look into, know what they are doing. His own brokers, more than 4 or 5 times, insulted Igbos, said that God forbid him to be an Igbo person, that he is not Igbo person. The broadcast is there. People are hearing it. Nnamdi Kanu forbid himself to be Igbo man. Then now Nnamdi Kanu want to make Igbo people come fight for him while he prays. God forbid him to be Igbo man. Igbo people, foolish people. If they bring God, they go, after prayer, they go begin their fight for knife. They look for knife where they go take the So I wonder why some people who call themselves Igbo, people like Ikenga, will listen to that broadcast. Then you see the talk say he didn't Nnamdi Kanu follow. I wonder why love is the greatest. to be the head of security. Now they show us picture when he hold gun. Nothing that happen. Simon Ekpa would have come back with that his gun. Then he no gree come back with his gun. No. He only with the Facebook gun. They shoot everybody for Facebook. Now he go don kill Buhari. He Nnamdi Kanu master prophet supposed to come back and they carry on sit at the home protest. But to interview him at BBC, he no greeted them again how he take disappear go kill Buhari. But the time when they never catch him Nnamdi Kanu, if they go every platform, they tell them. They will not ask him about Buhari's death. He will just start talking. Me, master prophet, and the one he killed Buhari. Now, they broadcast again, say he killed Buhari. Now, there is no more Jubilee again in their platform. All the useless platform now is about the Nigerian president. They hold the extraditing British citizen. And our people at home will not get common sense. The useless fake name talented where they claim intellectual, get common sense. Now they are not talking about Biafra. It's about British citizen. And the same British, they know that they hold Biafra ransom. And they are talking about we should protest to release British citizen. If at all these people are telling us to protest to release Biafran citizen that is in prison, it would have been clear. It would have been good for we to do that, to release our fellow Biafrans. But we are not protesting to release Biafra, to release our Biafran people. We are protesting to release Biafra British citizens. So what is our concern between Biafra and the British citizen? Somebody make this at the Ijele that who said that the British don't go to prison in another man's country. The man give more than 4 people that are British who carry drug to China. The Chinese government judge them, keep them there, keep them. Nothing happened. So why must British citizens come to Nigeria and they're causing problem, putting problem here and there, and they then don't listen to it? Now the useless Ikenga is now diverting their fool's attention that Nnamdi Kanu never called to kill anybody again. That Nnamdi Kanu is a peaceful person. If Nnamdi Kanu is violence, Nnamdi Kanu would have given them order to kill Ijele, because to kill Ijele is just a small something. How did he know that to kill Ijele is small something? Who told him to kill Ijele? Small something. Where they do everything they can, they brought him back home. And to kill him, they go leave him. Somebody you deprive from where he is eating from. What is the next for the person? Is it not to die, remain for the person? Somebody you block where the person they're from chop. So our people need to wake up. I wonder, I'm crying for people who go die. I first cry for them today because on Monday when they go die, I no go cry for them. But where I am going is that how to stop military from killing the innocent people, because those people that will come to cause problem that Monday morning, the military people will not chase them to all the butches there are. But they will enter streets to kill innocent people. They will enter streets to burn innocent houses. So my advice today is for everybody to put hand on deck and they know how this thing will stop. Know how this thing will stop.
Thank you very much.
Be Biafran de facto government supposed to put head on ground, then get people that will work with them to feed them with the information, not to be created but to call those who are masterminding all these killings in our land to educate, talk to him in a manner that he will know that he is doing wrong thing, because these people, most of them don't know that they are wrong until they were caught by Nigerian forces. That and when they catch them by Nigerian forces, they think that Israeli will come for them. When they spend like 6 months without hearing anybody from Israeli, then that one will now get sense. But without this thing, because dem think when the other one go to prison, they will think that after releasing them, maybe they release them, Israeli people took them to Israeli to train them so that they will come back. Because I think this is what Nnamdi Kanu used to brainwash them. If you go prison for in the name of Biafra, we will release you, take you to Israel, we will train you. We should know that nobody is going to Israel. And this is where all their focus is. That is why they are not asking about those we arrested. Because if these people on ground know that those that are arrested have not come out or they never come outside, I don't see how they will be every day mobilizing more men, getting more men in their group. So, but because of there must be something, there must be something they like to them that those wey go to prison are earning, that is make them to get more to mobilize themselves more. So I wonder why people will die for nothing on Monday. But I am begging because of innocent people wey dey go because that Monday, wetin go happen on Monday, wetin go happen on Monday is, I'm telling you, wetin go happen, Nigerian government will burn people's house again.
Thank you very
Without
much.
test, without knowing that the masses are living in that place, and who caused it are actor fools, Chinas Aworu, and many of them, those criminals who call themselves US, fighting for account. Now, all the Nnamdi Kanu brothers and sisters are now come out. I'm immediate sister of Nnamdi Kanu. I will not lie to you people. This account na be the original one where you people go put money for Onyendu. For Onyendu na this account na be the original one. Chinas Aworu the other side. No, this is not a family issue. Now we be DOS, right? This one be account for ESL. ESL, where is the account? I don't know that. I don't think that the ESL will get account for that. Chop. If you hungry catch ESL, they go use their gun, come rob, give their criminal name, baptize their criminal ESL. Then if they catch them, they go say the ESL. ES what? Criminals. My brother, thank you. Let me listen to others.
Thank you very much for your positive contribution. The people of Biafra must understand that there are some values that we cannot allow to be destroyed. The truth remains that there is so much work to do, but we are not in competition. Look for the nearest family and join. Yes, Mazi Mbadike, you're welcome to the program this evening. Go ahead, please.
Yes. Good evening, Onyibe from the city of New York. I won't take too much of your time. I just to encourage our people to be alert, to be focused, to watch everything that is happening around them. Anybody that is causing around you belong to their village. If he's a tenant, in your communities that are trying to destroy people's family. Try and find out the landlord where he lives so that these people can be able to be tracked down. As we've been saying it since few weeks now, make sure you go out when there is light outside. Don't go out in the dark. And this is not Biafra. Biafra will come with truth and honesty. As we start this struggle of Biafran restoration, whiter than white and whiter than snow. Mazi, as you see it, the way they're propagating it now is no more whiter than white and whiter than snow. You know, it's like if you're standing, I have the opportunity to bully you down, I'll bully you down, which will not give us Biafra. If they want to do sit at home or business closures, they should do it in major cities outside Biafra land. That's the way you send your message across. Not when people are suffering back home, you're putting them into more pain. But I just want to give out the number that I usually give for people who want to join pro-Biafra movement. On BNA, you can call me here in the mobilization administrator for Americans at 917-346-5419. 917-346-5419. This number is for people who are serious towards Biafran restoration, who have the safety of our people in mind. If you don't fall into these categories, don't bother yourself calling. Just stand on the line and watching. Or if you can go to our website at biafrannationalliance.com, biafrannationalliance.com, or Biafra Foundation Inc. You can send an email to all biafrans@gmail.com, or making a charitable donation, you can go to biafra67foundation@gmail.com. For Biafran de facto government website, you can go to biafragov.org, biafragov.org. Then you get more updated information on that platform. I will stop here for now, and tomorrow is another day. We continue where we stop, but we go nowhere. All hail Biafra.
All hail Biafra. They are getting the point now. When we say we go nowhere, they didn't understand at the initial stage. And now, this having been said, duty calls. I will be signing off from this segment, and of course, in few hours from now, we continue from where we stop. The people of Biafra must be guided. The people of Biafra must remain focused. The people of Biafra must understand what is really at stake. We cannot allow the next generation to be sold under our watch. We cannot pretend we do not know what is going on, and then maybe one way or the other, we can wish it out. No. We must all stand up and do the needful. I encourage you to look for the closest Biafran Nation Alliance family close to you and be part of this program. Be part of this move to reach Biafra. And of course, if you are a Biafran anywhere in the world, you are looking for how to join us, send us message on any of our social media platform. But you must be aware that there are a lot of platform bearing fake name. And so make sure that you know who you are talking with. And of course, I will say good night from here, and God bless you. Don't ever forget that we are living in a crazy world.
But we don't know what tomorrow brings in this crazy world. People die like flies every day. You read about it in the news, but you don't believe it. You will only know about it when the man in the long black coat knocks on your door. 'Cause there is next victim as we are living in this crazy world. Now we are living in this crazy world. We are living in this crazy world. Now we are living in this crazy world. Lyra starting wars every time they want. Some for their rights, some for fun, and own glory. Hey, letting people die for the wrongs that they do. Oh, it's painful. Come on, little boy, say your prayers before you sleep. Leo went down on his knees and he said, "Oh Lord, now lay me down to sleep. I pray the Lord my soul to keep. And if I die before I wake, I pray the Lord my soul to take. 'Cause he's living in this crazy world. Oh Lord, remember living in
Biafra Restoration Project is on course. It remains sacrosanct. It is irreversible, and no amount of force can dampen nor quench the ingenuity and the resilience of the indomitable Biafran spirit.
crazy world. Remember living in
There is only one indigenous broadcaster championing the cause for the restoration of Biafra. Biafra Human Rights Radio. Of course, unstoppable and remains the beacon of truth. It has been so since yesterday.